What up, dudes? It's Gaz, and welcome back to the Warframe video. So we got another episode of This Week in Warframe, where we're going over the weekly reset. Incarnon rotation, Nightwave, Teshin, all that kind of stuff. So if you enjoy these types of videos, make sure you're subbed. We do daily Warframe video uploads on this channel, and also check out the live stream. Every weekly reset, I live stream the weekly reset and all that kind of stuff. Now, as far as This Week in Warframe, we just had tennocon yesterday, so don't expect anything really big happening, at least for another month, honestly. We'll be getting a new update, the Abyss of the Goth, in October, and I'm expecting it in late October. Let's start with our weekly reset stuff. We got 50,000 Kuva at Teshin for 55 Steel Essence. Technically a discount compared to if you were to buy them individually from his usual Kuva offerings. And also, Dog Days was snuck into the game yesterday. If you don't know what Dog Days is, it's pretty much a summer event in Warframe where the gameplay is you using a squirt gun to destroy Grineer. And they actually did change Dog Days this year. We have a new water balloon launcher, which is AoE, so that's kind of cool. Alright, so yeah, Dog Days is going to be here. It's going to be here for an entire month. So we have it for 28 more days, 14 hours. That's ridiculous. And you can only get... So I don't know if this is the intended or not, but it appears there is only one domestic drone that you get from this event. You are not able to infinitely grind these out. The items you get from this are... This is a one-and-done drop here. I think it might be a mistake, but I don't know. We'll see. They technically could hotfix it to make it so you can farm these. But yeah, these are not available for 4 pearls, only a completion reward. Okay, let's get into our Duviri weekly reset stuff, though. So starting off the normal path circuit, we've got Mesa, Chroma, and Atlas. As far as which frame is the best one to get as far as helmets are concerned, I'd say Mesa has the best helmet out of all these 3 frames. You got Shooting Gallery for her, and then the ability of helmet from Chroma is Elemental Ward, and the helmet ability from Atlas is Petrify. So I'd say go for Mesa. Chroma's a little bit annoying to farm, as is Atlas, I guess, but yeah, Mesa's got the best helmet, so just go for her. And yeah, get some pretty good stuff as your rank ups, it looks like. For the Steel Path Duviri, let's see what Incarnons we have this week and do an overview of all of them, what they do. Okay, so we've got Akenbrunt Incarnon, Soma Incarnon, Vasto Incarnon, Nami Solo Incarnon, which I do not have, and then the Burstin Incarnon. Giving a brief explanation of what all these do. These Akenbrunt Incarnon, once you've got your 6x multiplier, you can do a slide attack or an airborne attack to launch out basically an exploding mini axe. You can think of it like Exodia Contagion, kind of. The Zaw Arcane, but a weaker version of that. It's okay. I haven't fully leveled it up yet. But it has pretty good... You can get some red crits on here. It's a sword and shield. It's got pretty powerful stats, I'd say. Definitely not a top recommendation, though, as it's just a good melee with a small gimmick of mini Exodia Contagions. Going to be up to personal preference if you like. At least it looks really cool in the picture, I'd say. The Soma Incarnon, viewed as one of the most disappointing Incarnon just because this thing used to be meta, the actual Soma. Explaining what this one does, once you get your headshot multiplier increased with the, or rather you get your Incarnon bar filled by getting headshots, you will be able to transform this thing into an increased multi-shot and status chance slash machine gun, basically. It's a slash shotgun machine gun, as I'd explain it. But yeah, the crit chance gets lowered. It goes from like 30% crit chance at base to like 10% crit chance at base. Hata Sacha does work. They did change it where Hata Sacha does work, the special mod for the Soma Prime. But yeah, it's still not really viewed as like a top tier Incarnate at all. I've tested it out a few times. With a crit buff from like Sevagoth's new augment or from like Hera or something like that, you can get crazy damage. But yeah, it's just not as exciting as we really wished it was at launch. But it's still a good gun nonetheless. For the Vasto Incarnon, this one is very single target. The Incarnon special mode makes a really crazy burst fire. Basically, you fire like 6 bullets at a time, but you can fire 6 bullets at a time back to back to back. Think like the Pandero alt fire mode. Fan the Hammer. It gives you multiple Fan the Hammers with good single target damage. As I said, though, it is single target damage, so if you're looking for an AoE gun, look elsewhere. It's very good for bursting like an Acolyte or a Demolist. I have used this thing at level 10,000. It can do the damage you need. It's very specific in what it does. It's going to take out one enemy at a time without any punch-through mods. For the Nami Solo Incarnon, I don't even remember what this one does. Like I said, I don't have this one. So what it's going to do, it's going to give you 3 extra meters of range, and it's going to give you increased melee damage, sprint speed, and bullet jump. So you get 3 extra meters of range from a slash machete. Some of these buffs down here are very high damage number buff, or status chance buff, so you could use this as a stat stick for sure. You got your crit chance option, you got your hybrid option, you got your maximum status option. Is it going to be better than the Ceramic Dagger? Probably not, but it's at least probably the best slash machete in the game. And the Bursting Incarnon. Very, very similar to the Bratton Incarnon, but it sacrifices damage per bullet and AoE size for increased fire rate and increased ammo pool. So this thing is very good for blasting out heat procs really fast on the steel path and melting enemies. So probably one of the strongest of this week easily. If I was to recommend 2 Incarnons this week to you as someone that's never gotten any of these before, I'd say go for the Bursting Incarnon and then go for the Soma Incarnon. If you don't have any really good single target pistols, you could replace the Soma with the Vasto. But yeah, it really just comes down to the Bursting being a very good heat rifle. And then the rest of these just being, if you think that sounds good, go for it, honestly. I will say the Vasto Incarnon, the fact it's single target, probably not enough for some people. So maybe go for the Soma, as it can have some built-in punch through some of its Incarnons. So that's your overview of the Incarnon unlockers this week. Pretty okay week, definitely not phenomenal. Let's look at the Archon hunt, too. I don't even remember which one we're on. Okay, so is the Snake Archon with the Amber Archon Shard. This shard can give you things such as casting speed, energy orb effectiveness, and things of that nature. The mission types are Exterminate, Survival, and the final boss showdown. I usually recommend for this Archon specifically, guys, run your tankiest frame. If you are just relying entirely on shield gate, this enemy does toxin damage, which will bypass your shield and one-shot you. And these missions do not allow you to revive unless your teammates revive you. So be aware of that. Bring your Revenant, bring your Inaros, bring your whatever frame you're the tankiest with. Because sometimes a shield getting build will not be enough here. Good luck on getting that Tau Shard. Alright, let's go look at Kahl missions and things of that nature. And yeah, the biggest thing this week is just going to be really dog days. Like, it took them a long time to bring dog days back. I think summer's almost over anyway. But we're going to have dog days going through all of October, or rather all of September, it seems. And there will be no updates in September, so yeah. Crimson Archon Shard at Chipper. Reminder, this cannot be a Tau version. Suit yourself, man. For Kahl missions, we're back. Us Kahl grinders are back on prison break. Every 3 weeks we come back to this prison of Kahl missions. And the challenges are going to be complete the mission without dying or becoming veiled. Blow up the node thing, that's literally what the challenge is called. Destroy 5 sentient immune nodes with the command mode. That means you have to command your actual troops to blow it up. You can't just shoot it and blow it up with grenades. Get 5 kills with grenades while flying. There's a couple good spots to do that in this mission. Remove 5 veils using the Veil Breaker. There's a lot of Marines in this one too, so that should be pretty easy. Complete the mission in under 15 minutes. That's rough on this one. This mission takes about like 12 minutes, even if you're just like blitzing past everything anyway, so kind of annoying challenge to throw on there. And Lost Fluke, another annoying one for this mission. Find Kahl's missing Fluke. This is the biggest Kahl mission map in the game. This challenge should not be allowed to spawn on this one. But oh well. If you still do Kahl missions, that's what you get for your... you deserve it, honestly, if you do Kahl missions still. Go over the Nightwave challenges. We have complete 3 capture missions, which, you know, pretty straightforward. Find a LMV secret laboratory on Jupiter. I'm going to recommend you definitely look up a guide for that one on like the wiki or whatever. There is a series of things you have to do to open this door. A hidden switch in the map, different levers to pull. It's pretty interesting, but also no one ever does this stuff unless it's for a Nightwave challenge, basically. Complete 3 mobile defense missions. Yikes. Complete 1 sortie mission. Complete 10 syndicate missions. Complete 4 Halls of Ascension on Lua. That's your first Elite Weekly for the week. And the final Elite Weekly, Day Trader. Win 3 waiters in a row without letting the enemy score once in a match of the Index. Bring your CC frames, bring your best DPS, your insta-kill mesas and all that. Just don't let them score once. For the cred offerings, evergreen stuff at the top as always. We've got the Gauss Mag helmet. That's a somewhat rare one to show up in here. We've got Equinox Clistert helmets. We've got the Zaku Kinsu helmets. And lots of other decent helmets in here. So a pretty decent week for helmet options. For aura mods, you've got Sniper Scavenger, Physique, Holster Amp, and Enemy Radar. I highly recommend getting Enemy Radar, as it's very good for seeing where enemies are, walking towards you through walls, and killing them before they get to you. So for Mastery Fodder, we only have the Pangolin Sword. There is no Ceramic Dagger or anything like that this week, unfortunately. We've got Double Tap for the Latron, which is apparently supposed to work on the Incarnon mode, but I wasn't noticing it. We have Brainstorm with the Grakata, which gives you infinite ammo on headshots. And we also got Focused Acceleration with the Tetra, giving you increased projectile speed while aiming. That is your Nightwave weekly reset stuff. So yeah, that tennocon reveal was crazy, dude. I am so excited for later this year. We're going to be getting the Whispers of the Goth Quality of Life update in October, and we'll be getting a renewed frame with that update, obviously, and then we'll be getting a big new enemy faction and tile set edition in either, like, sometime before the end of the year, as well as cross-save. So that's going to be really awesome. Make sure you guys watch that overview video for tennocon if you haven't seen it already. It was a very, very hype day. Let's go over these Invigorations now. I do have my override available, so I could switch any of these to a different frame if I felt like it. So for Citrine, we've got increased melee damage and increased heal rate. That seems pretty good as she has lots of DR, but I'm going to be running her as a shield getting build, honestly. So melee damage will mostly be for Serata and Glaive for level 10,000. For Saren, we've got increased secondary crit chance and increased ability efficiency. I wonder if ability efficiency would actually be good on my build or bad, as I use the second ability of Saren, Molt, to actually get shields back with shield gating. So I'm not sure if that would actually work. Maybe I could just run a maxed out Blind Rage and use a pistol for secondary DPS or something. But either way, whatever Incarnon, or whatever Invigoration for me, I prefer Power Strength on Saren. And speaking of Power Strength, we have Zephyr with 200% increased ability strength and 75% sprint speed. Man, I really wish I could just switch these two around. I actually technically could do that, but yeah, maybe there will be a crazy invigorated video later this week, even though I did an invigorated chroma video like last week, and I forgot that I had invigoration. So that's it for the video, guys. I'll see you on stream very soon. Thank you for all the support. New video on the deluxe skin bundles, whatever they're supposed to be called, the heirloom bundles tomorrow. I've been putting a lot of thought into it, putting some research in with other games, because there actually was a recent thing like this in League of Legends, where League of Legends had a new $200 skin. So I've been looking around, seeing what other communities are thinking about these big premium bundles, like basically whale bundles as far as I'd call them. So video on that tomorrow. Keep an eye on the channel, and I appreciate all the support, guys. See you next time. Bye!